Chess friends, how are you? Welcome to our today's genius chess video. This game is very crazy and brilliant. AlphaZero sacrificed his pieces and played f4, pushing kingside pawns and so on. You are gonna observe a true masterpiece of chess game. And this is your today's puzzle, 70 to 80 IQ chess puzzle. Solve the puzzle and comment me, I will give you a heart. Let's go. Alpha started with e4, I played Karo in defense, d4, d5, here you can take the pawn or run away from it, knight here or knight d2 is also available. Alpha pushed his e-pawn, rather than playing e6, c5 with the supporting of the sniper bishop. And blocking away your bishop line with your pawn structure, I developed my bishop first on f5, activating the bishop, and now I want to play e6 and c5. Alpha developed his knight, pawn here, he can stable the position with c3, or bishop here and knight d2, he played bishop here, knight here. My intention is clear to play c5 with the supporting of the knight, castle knight here and knight h4, queen to b6, threatening to play c5, so c3, c5, a4, threatening a5, pawn here and a5, queen backs, bishop develops. He can strike the queen side with b4, I take the knight on b1, queen takes, knight here. Alpha played f4, because he is a Stockfish subscriber, his strategy is to play f5, bishop h5, will threat to take the pawn, and the f-pawn will be an easy target for black, the pawn will be paralyzed, he can't move because of the king and so on, position will be very bad for you, so here I played g6, try to black AlphaZero's avalanche, king h1, bishop to e7, try to eliminate this knight, so queen here. To arrive on there, if I take the knight, we have knight takes pawn and f5, sacrificing a pawn, but you cannot take it with your e-pawn. Let me show you why. If you do, try to stabilizing the structure, then bishop here to create discover attack to the queen, e6 to target this and the queen, so the queen escapes, pawn takes, you shouldn't take the pawn, with any of your pieces, because there is b4 move, it will target both of your pieces, so, we have queen takes b2, sacrificing the knight as a tempo. But if you take the knight with your rook, then bishop takes knight and then queen takes, then I will win back my piece, so Alpha will sacrifice his knight by playing knight takes f5, pawn takes and e6, if you take the pawn, then bishop h5 check, king slides, queen takes pawn, he will treat to play rook here to target this and x-raying the pieces and king, so after queen takes pawn, rook d1, d4, bishop backs to target this and this, best move is to exchange your queen with the bishop. But if you try to play queen takes pawn, try to save of these pieces, then bishop takes check, now you have to take the bishop, rook takes d4, to target this, if you play queen here to protect this, then rook here, this is triple battery of rook and queens, how will you protect the king from black's attack? There is mate in few moves, let me show you how. If you play king here, then rook takes, here, queen takes, ups, queen check, backs, bishop here and threatening to take the pawn. So rook here, queen check and here, then checkmate on c7, game will be over, so, back to the position, we do see here pawn takes f5, Alpha sacrificed his knight by playing knight takes f5, pawn takes, bishop here, threatening to play the same tactic as I told you, so queen b6, pawn takes c5, I told you that the queen cannot take it, because of b4, so, here I played knight takes c5, b4, knight b3, Alpha takes the pawn to target this, queen slides on e6, Alpha played bishop b5 check. The pawn cannot take the bishop, because you will lose your rook, right, so king d8, bishop back to d3 and he sacrificed his rook, so, I accept his rook sacrifice by playing knight takes rook, Alpha played queen to b1, his mouse was slipped, instead of taking the knight he played queen b1, no, his mouse was not slipped, his idea is to take the pawn, because the black knight can't escape from white's territory, he is targeting on this and black will face so many weaknesses, so queen c6, bishop takes, rook slides. c4 by him, sacrificing the another pawn, but you can't take the pawn, let me show you the variation, then rook d1 check, if you slide your king on e8, then Alpha will play bishop d7 check and you will be destroyed with your queen, so, in this position, if you dare to play king c7, let me show you, then e6 discover check, the position is dead for you, king backs, then pawn takes check, and the game will be over, ha ha ha. So chess friends, if you want to play like a engine, then you can like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, to get more contents. Back to the position, we have king e8, bishop takes pawn, pawn takes and queen takes, bishop here and queen backs, queen takes pawn, rook d8, pawn here and threatening to play c7, which is a killer move, so queen c4, queen backs all the way, bishop here, bishop takes and rook takes, e6, you shouldn't take the pawn, because the king will be exposed, so I rescue knight, c7 by him. If you take the pawn, then rook will come to threat the queen, the bishop will come to the g6, to check to the king, with the supporting of the queen, so rook blocks on c8, pawn check and king here, bishop backs, queen c6, queen to b2, alpha have two passed pawns, which is dangerous for me, the king is totally exposed here. In this position, I sacrificed my rook by playing rook takes g2, queen takes rook, queen takes queen and king takes. Now these pawn are gets weak, I take them all with my pieces, rook takes pawn. This position is a draw. Wish you all the best, thanks for watching, subscribe for more, bye bye, take care, see you soon.